all you space engineers out there. Commander Kingfish here, and I have this week's update on Space Engineers 2. They released Vertical Slice 1.2 this last week, on Monday, I believe it was, and it brings some new player improvements. And so I wanted to kind of cover a little bit on Marek's dev diary for April 17th. And so we can kind of go through here and see what he is talking about. This is going to be more future stuff that he's working on. We'll hop over into Steam and I'll show you what the changelog and all of that is and what was released. So first off, he's talking about dampener curves, that they're reworking some of the gyro and thrusters and stuff like that, so that when you speed up and slow down, that you have a more natural feel on that. Also, picture of some concept art of what the main characters will look like. And so that's pretty cool. I think, as he says, what do you think? He belongs to the Legion of Engineers faction, right? So let's kind of scroll on down. He's had discussions with his designers and level designer about some simple objectives to the creative mode, like repair the ships and things like that, fly it to this cave station. He didn't want creative just to be open-ended, so to give a little bit of objective into the creative side. So they're working on that. They want SE2 to be much more goal-orientated, so I think certainly when we get over into the survival area, we will see a lot of that, and probably won't be just pure sandbox where we kind of make up our own game. They have finished design on the safe speed. It's already in the game. Collisions under 20 meters don't cause damage, but they need it to go further. And so they're working on how to communicate that in the HUD. So that's the adaptive control, cruise control that they're working to set up. They've got some main principles of the build planner, block packages, area welding, stuff like that they're working on. And then talking about the similar to output block packages. I guess that's like a group of blocks that that the assembler will put out, and then you will use those to build. This will reduce, he's thinking it'll reduce the complexity. You'll see 3 gyros in your inventory, so you know you can weld 3 gyros. That way, you know how much materials you have. I believe that that's kind of the idea. They also keep working on backpack building. They're going to keep that. It's already been prototyped, so that's going to be interesting. The build planner will automatically add blocks you are projecting to the planner queue. So all of that they're still working on, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty interesting as that stuff rolls out. I think the next vertical slice is 1.5, which will be for the modders. And so as that gets closer, we'll probably get more information on that. So vertical slice 1.2, the target-based grid control, off-camera third person, paint gun undo, improved visuals for partial copy and paste, jetpack 0.2, and then there was a whole bunch more. That's why I'm going to open up the Steam site so that you can kind of see the change log and how much stuff was in there. I think, let's see, this video is over on, well, all of this stuff is over in the Steam, so I'm just gonna hop over to Steam right now, so give me just a second here. Okay, here we are over in Steam, and you can kind of see the vertical slice 1.2. There is, let's do this. This is a nice video that they have. So let's watch this, and then we'll kind of go on through.
Target range active, debug gun. Now with enhanced model and effects. Let's see what it can do. Power down. Jetpack upgraded. Booster engaged. That's new. Thrust response feels tighter. Navigation smoother. Feels like flying, not wrestling. Let's dock this beast. One click, one motion, whole ship obeys. Third person off center. Finally, I can see what I'm doing. Asteroids never stood a chance. Destruction's got weight now. Satisfying. Let's add some color. No, too much. Undo that. Wish I had that for my life choices. Toolbars scroll like butter. Let's get a few more of these. Now we stress test. Results explosive. Vertical Slice 1.2 is live now. What will you build next?
Okay, so that's kind of a demonstration of what came out in Vertical Slice 1.2, the target-based grid control. I'll fly one of the small ships around. It's actually pretty cool. They really did make a difference in being able to maneuver. The off-center third-person camera, I play a lot in first person, so I don't really do much in third person, but it does allow you to kind of move around, and we'll demonstrate that over in the game. The paint gun undo and redo, that's pretty interesting. I was able to do some work with that, and I'll test that out, give you a show on that. And then we've got the improved visuals for partial copy and paste. This is one that I kind of like because you're going to be able to build something, and then you want to put something identical to, say, a different side of your base or ship. You can copy that and then paste it over. That's basically in creative mode. Now, I'm assuming that if you're doing this in survival, that's going to be a whole different type of thing. So a lot of this is dedicated for creative mode so that you can build stuff a little bit quicker. And then the jetpack, it's got some different feel to it. You've got the boost and stuff like that, so we'll get to see that. So here is really the changelog, the release notes, and I'm not going to go through all of these. There are some additional things that they've added. One of the things that's nice, and I'll demonstrate that, is the scroll through the toolbar with a Control plus Alt mouse wheel. And that way you can change. You don't have to reach up and hit Control 1 or 2 or 3, whichever one. You can just scroll to that particular toolbar. And then some special effects, stuff like that they've added. They've also did a little more optimizing, and I've noticed some of that. The sounds on when you're walking, stuff like that when you're in third person, or even when you're in first person, when you're moving around your base, it's a little more smoother, a little less clunky, I think. And then here's all of the release notes. And I would recommend going to Steam or going to Keen's page on community that has this, and you can read through the complete list of fixes and performances and stuff like that. So let's hop over into the game, and you can kind of see what some of these are doing from a novice myself using this stuff. So we can get around and kind of see what's going on. So I'll see you over in game. Okay, here we are. We're in game. I've got the early access menu that pops up here just to kind of show you that they've got that checked off. Again, the next vertical slice is going to be 1.5 modding. So let's go ahead and hop over into the game now and continue. I will add that there was a couple of blocks that I missed when I did the conveyor blocks. So I'm going to show you those two blocks here real quick. So we're right over here. They're like extension blocks. So if we come over here and we hop into, let's see if I've got them on my toolbar here. Thought I put them on here someplace. Where are they? There they are. Number 6. So if we bring them up, so this is a conveyor short. So if you've got a conveyor system that you're building and the longer one is just a little too long, it gives you the opportunity to fill in those conveyor slots. So you've got a conveyor short 1.5 meters, and then you've got an adapter end. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. I keep forgetting. I want to use the mouse wheel, but I actually need to hit R. There is a small conveyor slice, 0.5 meters, and then you've got a thin. Let's see if we can turn this around. You can kind of see it there. It's a thin slice, 1.5 meters, and I have them sitting out right here. So I forgot to mention those in that in the episode that I did on the conveyors. So they probably could be pretty handy for you. All right, let me get to my notes here. So I guess the first thing that we can do is let's just demonstrate that jetpack. I'm actually going to hop into third person, and we're going to take off. And so you can kind of see that it feels smooth as you're flying along, and we'll go into first person as well. And then if you hit shift, what is it? Shift? Where did it go? Shift plus W. That puts you in the boost mode, and you kind of see that you're flying along, and you can kind of hit WSD, moving around. And then if we go out of, so if we turn around, you can kind of see when we hit, by hitting shift and boosted, that we really got out here into space. So let's go back into first person and let's cruise forward. And there it is. There, you kind of felt the head movement and stuff like that. And so that's flying around in the jetpack. So they've did quite a bit of work on that, and they feel pretty good about that. So let's land here. Now if we go into third person, if we didn't I land? No, I thought I did. There we go. I'm landed now. All right. So if you can kind of walk, or you can kind of see the motion and stuff. If you want to shift, oh, that's not it. That's pasting. I want a lot of new stuff. I'm still learning it. It's Alt V. You can kind of see goes from side to side, so that you can get a better look over your shoulder. And as always, you can hold Alt and look around while you're in third person. That was the jetpack and the third person view. We've got the color paint, do, undo, and redo. So let's hop back into here. And it took me a little bit to kind of figure this out, but I did some coloring on that right there. Oh, and then so now on your toolbar, if you hit Control Alt Delete, you can kind of scroll through you can see that it's just scrolling through all of my hot bars down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then back to the beginning. So that's going to be really nice. I kind of like that. That makes it a lot easier than hitting control and trying to reach up there and hit a number to move from space to space. So you paint this and you don't like it, so you want to redo it. Or the easiest thing to do is to it's Control Z. So if you hit Control Z, it just undoes it. It's undone. If I can speak today, it'd be good. Now, if you paint it again, and you want to, I think, let's see, it took me a bit. If you want to redo, let's paint that. Then if you hit Y, oh, no action. Oh, I know what it is. So if you hit Z and undo that, and say you undo this, and you say, oh, no, actually, I did want to keep that. Then you hit Control Y, and it actually will redo those things. So that's the paint gun where you can undo and redo your painting and stuff. And so that's probably going to be helpful as you're modding away. All right, and we looked at the toolbar, the color. So the real one that I think is pretty good is the cut and paste. And so bear with me on this one a little bit. I just kind of figured it out myself a little bit earlier. So what I want to do is, if we kind of hop up over here, we come around over here, I want to paste this block, or I want to copy this block right here and this stairwell. And obviously you can do it with much bigger items. So let's see if we can do this. So you have to do a Control plus P, and so that sets the grid. And then you need to, let's see, hold W. Or actually, no. You need to then confirm that. So there you've got your block up and open. So now you want to expand that to this other block. So you would hit Control and hit your, like this would be the A key. Or no, hit A. Let me see here. Took me a bit to get this. And then, then you scroll. So you hold A. Oh, nope. You hit Control. And then you hit A. And then you can kind of scroll it with your mouse wheel. See how that is extending? And so that has extended that out to the end of that block. And you can do that with all sides. Now, this happens to be the section that we want. So now you hit the right mouse, or I'm sorry, the left mouse to confirm the selection. And so now, let's see. Oh, no, I lost it. All right, we got to do it again. Sorry, still getting used to these controls. So let's try this again. All right. So we want Control P. Then we want to confirm that. And then we want to hit Control A. And we want to scroll it with our mouse wheel. There we go. And now we want to confirm that. There we go. We have that. So now we want to say we want to put it right over here. And so then you just put it where you want. And then you hit your left mouse button. And there we go. We've just copied that over. And you can see that's just a couple of small blocks. And I'm not as if proficient at it. I haven't used it that much. But that kind of gives you an idea of how much you can do with the copy paste process. And it's a much better visual. You can pretty much see what you're doing. So I think that was what I wanted to cover today. That's vertical slice 1.2. Oh, there is one more thing. I think I did a little more work on the inside in the abomination. We might as well take a look at that as well. And one thing that I did notice when the everything's walking, it sounds much better on walking, except I built these steps, so you still got that clunkiness coming down the steps on the ones that I built. So that's probably something that hopefully might get worked up, that Keen will take a look at, or might be something we have to live with based on our building our own steps and stuff. But hopefully we'll have a lot of new steps and stairs and stuff like that. So I've did some work, and you can kind of see the bobbing up and down. So that, again, that was improvement that they added into the game. So I actually added a medical room up and in here. I just did a bunch of, since nothing actually works, I put the medical station in right there, and then I added some what appears to be additional, stuff on the medical bay, and then you've got like a controller seat here, and I put a half window up there to represent a monitor type thing. And so I think that's a lot of something you could do, and a lot of stuff, creativity that goes with it. Put like a what would be a bench or a seat right there, created a table just using a half wall and a couple of the half rails. So this is the abomination. It's still it's serving me as basically a learning tool of using these different blocks and stuff like that. So let's fly back over here, and down we go. All right. Well, I think now it's going to wrap things up. That's vertical slice 1.2, along with some new stuff that they've added in there. New blocks this week, so I would expect some new blocks next week. All right. Well, you space engineers out there, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the video, and please subscribe. That will really help out the channel. Okay, keep your heads low, keep building away, and don't get shot. And with that, Commander Kingfish is out of here, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.